Hi, my name is Marcus, and this is my first podcast with Coach Lee.
How you
Um,
doing?
Hi. To start things off, could you tell me a little bit about yourself, maybe a little bit about your ethnic background and like things you like to do?
Sure. My name is Joseph Lee. I am 31 years old, and I'm a school counselor, and I also coach volleyball. Um, that's basically most of my life, to be honest with you. I am Korean American, and as far as this past couple years, like I've been school counseling for 6 years now. Only one so far at Herrick's, where I met you, Marcus. Um, but that's basically all I do, right? Volleyball and counseling. So I'm not really sure what else I can explain about myself.
That's cool.
Hmm.
So I know that you've been playing volleyball for a while. How long have you been playing?
I have been playing volleyball for 15 years.
Wow.
Hmm.
So how did you know that that was your passion? Like how did you know that you wanted to become a volleyball coach?
I actually didn't know I wanted to become a volleyball coach per se, but I think the second I saw people playing volleyball when I was probably like around 11, I knew I wanted to play volleyball. The opportunity didn't really come until high school. My high school didn't even have a volleyball team when I first started there as a freshman. Um, but with a lot of persistence, with a very supportive teacher, and a lot of support from other guys who really wanted to play, we were able to make one by my junior year, and that's kind of how I got started. And it really hasn't um, stopped from there. Like there have been times where I haven't been able to play because of like college and stuff like that, but um, I always just wanted to play more and play better, and that's just kind of how that happened.
So how have you been playing volleyball recently?
I had two opportunities to play within the past like 7 months, right? Which kind of stinks. But I did coach for a club last year, and they were having like this outdoor like planning meeting um, where we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for the summer and for the following year. And during that time, we also had like they are mostly a beach club actually. So they had all these outdoor nets that they set up, and we got to play a little bit, and that was a lot of fun. We were also rusty though. And lastly, like actually last week, because our area is actually doing really well with COVID, a couple gyms have been opening up for us to play. There's like a lot of safety rules, and they only invited 12 people to play, but I was able to get in there. And that was all right. So I'm lucky that I got to play twice, but I know the vast majority of people really just haven't had the opportunity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So aside from volleyball, what are some activities you do to stay fit?
I have been running a lot more recently. The the gym that I have a membership to, unfortunately, no gyms are open for the
Yeah.
most part. So I had to figure out something. Um, I dusted off my old running shoes, which I haven't used in like 4 years, and just started running every morning. Something that I used to do back in college. Um, I've also been doing a lot of yoga and Peloton, which is more of my wife's influence because we have a Peloton subscription now because she wanted one. And that's been pretty surprising. And I think one thing though that I really want to mention is that I guess I can say that I've had a pretty eclectic workout like background. Like I used to do a lot of MMA, jiu-jitsu, stuff like that. So I used to really look down on things like yoga and like workout classes and Pelotons. Like, oh, it can't be that hard. Um, but because I was having that attitude, I think I realized that I just wasn't working out at all, and it's better to do something than nothing. And once I tried it, it's actually really hard. Yoga is not easy, no matter what anyone says. It's like one of those things where if you think it's easy, you're not trying hard enough because there's always more that you can do. Um, and same thing with cycling, like on a bike, you can always just go harder. So it's been really good, just doing and trying different things and trying to stick with it. because that's always like really the hardest part about working out, right? Like continuing to do so. But since I was able to do a couple different things, it really kept me interested and um, in it. So that's kind of what I've been doing the past few months, trying to stay in shape.
Does the yoga like help you like de-stress?
It does. So I don't really do it for like the whole spiritual experience, right? Um, but there is something that make you do at the end where you're just kind of lying there, and I think they call it savasana, right? And like after you're done running any workout, you kind of get this like euphoric feeling. And if you're going for like an hour of yoga and you're just kind of lying there during that savasana state, just allowing yourself to be still, you really do get that euphoric feeling, right? And I don't exactly remember what the question was, but it does feel good. Yeah, it does help me relax. Not only that, I feel like yoga specifically really helps correct body mechanics. I can say that I've definitely had pretty bad posture, but in order to do some of these moves that they're telling you to do, you really have to align your spine and engage core muscles that you wouldn't really think are core muscles, right? Like I'll have um, posterior chain muscles, uh, like parts of your thighs and legs that you didn't think um, that you wouldn't really work out normally, right? Because they're more stabilized in muscles. So by doing that, I realized that I'm standing up taller, sitting up straighter, and it's been good just as far as like a wellness point of view goes, right? And not slouching all the time has helped me to keep just a more positive mindset.
That's good.
Hmm.
So you mentioned that you're Korean. So during quarantine, I've been exploring like different foods to cook, and I just wanted to know like what are your top three favorite foods?
My top three favorite foods. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's pretty rough. And you're probably gonna be very disappointed with what my top three favorite foods are because they're not really healthy foods. Um, I'm not even sure if I really have a top three per se, but if all right, let me think about it. My top one is definitely spam, and I know it sounds really, really weird, but spam has always kind of been my guilty pleasure growing up. Um,
Mm.
just with like white rice and spam is just so good. And uh, I remember when I was younger and didn't really know how to cook any better, I would just fry up some spam with some white rice, put some soy sauce, and throw like a fried egg on there, and just mix it all up, and that'd be like almost every meal. So I really love spam, and I know it's a pretty polarizing topic, but it's just you. I don't understand how someone could eat that and be like, oh, this isn't like delicious. Number two is definitely white rice, and I think it's more so now because I don't get to eat it as much. We eat a lot of mixed grains at home, and I can confidently say that they're disgusting compared to white rice. So white rice is really up there for me. I just know it's really not that good for you, health wise. And my third, that's really hard, but I've been eating a lot more fruits recently, and my favorite fruit is watermelon. So I'd say watermelon is probably my third favorite food. It's always kind of healthy, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I've been cooking like Korean fried chicken, jampong. I'm not sure if that's how you say it.
Yeah, jjampong. That's actually more Chinese. That's like Koreanized, but yeah, that's mad good.
Jampong and what was it? Gamjatang.
Oh, kamjatang, nice. Yeah, that's really good. That's good stuff, man. You made it from scratch.
Yeah.
You like the noodles and everything for the jjampong.
Oh, not the not the noodles, but
Okay.
we bought the noodles, and I cook with my mom sometimes, and yeah, it's just really fun to like make dishes on my own and like just enjoy eating what I made.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more worth it, right? Right, and it tastes better because you put so much effort into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you been doing to stay in shape?
Stay in shape. I've been just dancing, honestly.
Okay.
Haven't been doing like so much weightlifting or like stuff like that. Uh,
Hmm.
I just get pretty tired out from dancing. I dance for like an hour usually. Um, yeah,
What kind of dance are you doing?
I do like freestyle dance, and
Hmm.
Um, it's like uh, it's just like you just move to like the music, like, and it's not really choreographed. It's just like you you just do your like make your express yourself like in a way. Yeah.
Okay. Well, once I get home tonight, I'll definitely check out your Instagram account and see what you got.
Thank you.
Hmm.
So what else have you been doing during this quarantine?
Um,
Like stay relaxed or like just unwind after a long day?
yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of downtime. Um, but at the same time, there isn't because when you're working remotely at home, there's no separation from work and rest. So it was pretty common to be still speaking with students and or getting work done at like 8 o'clock at night. Hopefully now that we are back in the building, there will be a little bit better work-life balance. But prior to me like finishing school and stuff like that, I was actually a very avid gamer. So that's been in part kind of what I've been doing to like wind down.
Mm.
Um, and also, just spend more quiet time with my wife. I think that's one of the things that was definitely beneficial about just being locked up at home for months at a time, because it really kind of gave us the opportunity to spend more time with our loved ones, something that we definitely take for granted. Well, we don't get to do as much because everyone's just so busy. It's always just work, 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 or study, 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 right? So
Yeah.
we definitely made sure to take advantage of the time that we had. Mhm.
How have you been preparing for the upcoming school year?
Well, it's been hard because we just really didn't know what to expect.
Mm.
I think as far as preparation for myself, um, that wasn't really the question for me. It's how do I help prepare my students for this year? And I think the ones I've been mostly worried about uh, is our freshmen and seniors because they're the ones going through transition and a lot of unknown. Um, and just things are different for them. They're not really getting the same orientation experiences that you may have gotten when you were a freshman, right? And they didn't get a lot of the like the meetings and transitional programming that they would have got at the end of their eighth grade year. Um, so we've been really focused on just trying to make sure that they're going to be okay and they feel comfortable being here in the high school. And for our upcoming seniors, right away they're going to be doing college applications, and they're going to have a lot of resources not available to them that typically would be, such as college reps coming in to speak with them and being able to step onto campus. So we've been doing our best to keep in constant communication with them. Um, like I had like numerous meetings over the summer virtually, just like this. Just trying to make sure everyone's good and that they're ahead of the game and not feeling anxious about anything. So, I mean, it's not really about myself, right? It's all about you guys. So um, it's like that's it. Just trying to make sure that everyone's good to go moving forward.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How's your sleep schedule?
Um, it's a little all over the place. I will be honest. I mean, I have a pretty hard time sleeping anyway at night, and I'm generally speaking a pretty tired person. So um, I'm not sure if you noticed, but every day I drink like a good 24-ounce coffee from 7-Eleven, and that's usually what gets me through the day. Um, but I've been, waking up early, um, and I've been trying to wake up at 5 every morning to run at least 2 miles. So that gets me going in the morning, but also gets me really, it like wears me out for like the afternoon. So
Mm.
it's a balance.
So like
But the
what?
sleep schedule was bad at one point. I will completely admit. I would go to bed at like 2 p.m. and wake up at like 10, 11, 12, and stuff like that. And my wife would not know because she wakes up at 5 in the morning to go to work. So I had to like be conscious of like what was happening, just be mindful that this is not healthy, And after about like 2 weeks of doing that, I had to really kind of fix my sleeping schedule, which is rough. It's rough, but I was able to do so. And I think I fixed that around like June-ish. That's like when I fixed it, and I've been trying to be good about it.
Yeah, like something I've been realizing like it's interesting is that like I can like recognize like the problems like I experience like sleep schedule like I try to plan my things like better and manage my time better by setting a schedule like the day before, and I think it's
Yeah.
really good to do that.
How have you found success following that?
Some days like I can't unfortunately, but it gets a little busy, but I try to be productive as possible.
Hmm. That's a good way of looking at it because I find that usually when not just students, when people in general try to create a schedule, they're going to fail at following it. And I try to encourage them saying that like, that's actually very much expected and that's okay. And if you continue to like make adjustments but you're not able to follow it, maybe we need to alter the schedule, right? Make it a little bit more realistic. So it's all about just being flexible, but kind of keeping your eye on what your real goal is and not being so rigid as to how you get there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but that's really good that you're doing that. And if that's something that you did on your own, I am very impressed, Marcus.
thank you.
Hmm.
What keeps you motivated to like work out or like wake up each day to like do whatever you do?
Um, I mean, there are a lot of things that motivate me. As far as like working out goes, um, it is 100% just my ability to perform in volleyball. I really decided, like I used to have easily like a 30-ish inch vertical in high school, which is like, a little average for a volleyball player. I am really going to try and increase that vertical to around 40, which is apparently very doable for anyone who really puts in the effort. So that's my goal for right now. So things like that, setting a goal for yourself, doing the research and getting excited for it, that's what motivates me.
What are some good exercises to increase your jump height?
You know, um, as far as raw power goes, doing things like squats and deadlifts is what's really going to get you that vertical height. However, in order to support those muscles and not get injured, you actually have to do a lot of um, things that like help stabilize that. So a lot of core exercises, isometrics versus plyometrics is right. Um, because one thing that you'll find if you're really lifting heavy, like with especially with squats and deadlifts and things of that nature, if you don't have a strong enough core, your back is going to give. You're going to like pull discs and stuff like that. So in order to not get injured, um, you really have to do that. So yoga's been really good. I've actually been trying to do a lot more just simple core exercises like planks and side planks and making it more difficult by doing like one leg and stuff like that. Um, so that's just going down to the basics, I think will help as far as and like with strength training.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Something I've been doing is like I've been using a roller to like warm up my muscles and
Mm,
to stretch a lot before and after each workout.
that's a really good thing, especially since if you don't warm up properly, then you're not going to perform as well and increase your chance for injury. I really do like rollers, especially foam rollers and those smaller hand ones, because it more passively loosens your muscles. Um, and stretching afterwards obviously just helps you prevent getting sore and further prevents injury moving forward and tightness. So that's good. That's good that you're doing it. It's definitely time consuming. There are times when I walk onto a court and just want to play and not warm up, and I feel it. So it's good that you're starting that now. That's a good habit.
How long do you work out usually?
It really depends on what I'm doing. If I'm just gonna run like a couple miles, then it'll be from like stretching and cool down. It'll only be like 30, 40 minutes, right? Depending on how long I run. Um, if I am like doing a session of yoga, we're looking at, depending on how much time I have, anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And if I'm like on the Peloton, then it'll usually be, um, actually, how long do I usually go for? With Peloton, I usually vary quite a bit, but usually between like 30 minutes to, and they have like hour-long sessions too. So those are fun. It really depends on what I'm in the mood for. And I try not to push myself too much all the time, just because I think that's when people burn out. It's like, okay, well, I'm real tired today. If I could just do like a 15, 20-minute workout, right? That's better than nothing, you know? So sustainability is something that I've really need to consider because I can go hard for 2 weeks and just not work out, you know? So I'd rather be able to sustain it over a longer period of time.
Do you have any questions for me?
How are you feeling about this year?
I'm, I guess like, I'm excited to see my friends, honestly.
Hmm.
Um, it's just been a long time, like, since I've gotten into like a solid schedule. I just miss like having that, like, routine. Yeah.
Hmm. How do you feel about, did you hear that the fall season has basically been like axed?
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, it stinks. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to get to play later, which sounds like they're trying to figure out now, but it stinks.
yeah. Okay. To wrap things up, I just want to say thank you, Coach Lee, for your time, and I look forward to working with you during the volleyball season.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to it, and thanks for having me.